I had lived in a small town in the northern part of Canada my whole life, and I thought I knew everything there was to know about the place. But that all changed one summer when the town discovered that a family of Bigfoots had been living in the nearby woods for generations. It all started with strange sightings in the woods. People would report seeing large, shaggy creatures lurking in the shadows, watching them from a distance. At first, we all thought it was just people's imaginations or some wild animal that had wandered too close to town. But as the sightings continued, it became clear that everything was wrong and something was going on. That was when the first real encounters began to happen. People started to report that the creatures were getting bolder, coming closer to the town, and even approaching homes at night. They were huge, standing at least 8 feet tall with shaggy fur and eyes that seemed to glow in the dark. The town was thrown into a state of panic. People were afraid to go outside at night, and some even started to arm themselves. The local authorities were at a loss as to what to do, and the situation quickly spiraled out of control. I was skeptical at first. I had never believed in Bigfoots, but as I started to hear more and more stories, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. One night, I decided to take a walk in the woods to try to see for myself. I didn't expect to find anything, but I wanted to see if there was any truth to the stories. As I walked deeper into the woods, I started to feel a sense of unease. The trees were towering above me, and the only sound was the crunching of leaves under my feet. And then I saw it, a huge, shaggy creature standing at the edge of a clearing. It was staring right at me, its eyes glowing in the darkness. I froze, my heart pounding in my chest. I didn't know what to do or what to expect, but then it turned and walked away. It was as if it had seen me but didn't care. I didn't know what to make of it, but I knew that I had to tell the people of the town. I went back to the town, told everyone what I had seen, but no one wanted to believe me either. They thought I was making it up or just making fun of the situation. But as more and more people started to have encounters with the Bigfoots, it became clear that they were real and they were getting closer to the town. Kind of like a bear when there's not enough food in the mountains or too much snow. The town was in a state of chaos. People were panicking and no one knew what to do. The authorities were trying to find a way to deal with the Bigfoots, but people's garbage cans were getting knocked over and people's garbage cans were getting knocked over and food stolen out of them. It was clear that something had to be done. A group of us decided to take matters into our own hands and formed a group to try to drive the Bigfoots away. We armed ourselves with whatever we could find and set out into the woods. It was a long and difficult fight. We discovered that by banging pots and pans, much like you would do with a bear if it came into your campsite, and setting up fires in different areas strategically around the town, we were able to keep the Bigfoots at a distance. We did this for a few months, and eventually the Bigfoot sightings became rarer and rarer. Every once in a while, we would still hear a howl out in the distance, but we set up what we called Bigfoot patrols, and they seemed to work. The town slowly returned to normal, but the memory of the Bigfoot stayed with us. We had been forced to confront our fears and had come out on top, but we knew that they were still out there somewhere and had to stay vigilant.